for the people at home. Okay. People at home, we just worked through the very first question. I'm going to talk about it here for a second. So the first question on the assignment, people that are here in class, just kind of chill for a second. Okay, we had this, on number 15, it was a story problem. A stood for the altitude of a plane in the air. T was the time measured in minutes. And they gave us this formula, and they told us the altitude is 21,000, so we plugged in 21,000 for A, and then we solved by subtracting 600 each side, and then dividing by 3,400. T was equal to 6. That means after 6 minutes, this plane was at the altitude of 21,000. Okay, next problem. And I need to pull this up on my screen so I can see the video. Okay, next one. Oops, yep, there we go. Okay, so now we're on number 17. Something we have not talked about yet. Okay, you guys learned about this though back in middle school, I think. 17, they give us 4, z plus 5 is 32, 4, z plus 5. Now who can tell me, how does this one look different than what we've been doing? One word, what's different about this problem? Parentheses. We got parentheses. What do we typically do if we have a number? Just so you know, I always put lines through my z's, otherwise they look like 2's.
You have to multiply.
Okay. Yeah, what does parentheses mean? Okay, so do I times everything in this problem by 4?
No.
What don't I times by it? The 32. There's 2 reasons why you don't times by it.
Because it's not in the parentheses.
It's not in the parentheses, and where else is it?
It's on the other.
It's on the other side, okay? So we times which of these, the z or the 5 by 4?
Both.
Both. Everything in parentheses gets times by it. Think about it. When I distribute a test, when I hand out a test, who's supposed to get the test?
Us.
Everybody. Everybody in the class, okay? So everybody gets times by 4. 4 times z is 4z, plus 4 times 5 is 20. It's 32, okay? And then we get rid of the 4 and the 20, the 21st. You know, I thought everybody was going to start giggling when I said 4 and then 20. Usually high schoolers giggle. Okay, you guys are more mature than that. Okay, good for you. Okay, we subtract 20 to each side. These cancel. We have 4z equals 32 minus 20, which is 12. Divide by 4. You get z is 12 divided by 4, which is 3. I said this last Thursday. I just want to make sure you guys caught this. So we got an answer of a nice round number like 3. Since the answer came out nice and pretty, that means it's right?
No.
Not necessarily, okay? Most of your answers will come out nice. If you keep getting all of your answers like 3.7 and 9.64, you're probably making mistakes. Not always, but most of your answers to most of your problems should come out nice in this class.
I'm stuck on 19.
What's that?
I'm stuck on
Stuck on 19? Okay, what's 19 say? It says
6 plus 5.
6 plus 5, m plus 1. 6 plus 5, m plus 1 equals what?
26.
26. Here's what you do not do. You might be tempted to say, well, 6 plus 5 is 11.
Nope.
6 plus 5 is 11. But do you add first or do you multiply first? You multiply. So what do I do with this 6?
Leave it alone.
You just leave it alone. You're going to drop it down. We're not going to do anything with it. But 5 times m is 5m.
Plus
5 times 1 is 5.
5.
Okay? Can I simplify either the left side or the right side? Yes, ma'am. The put what together? This. Why can't I put these together?
Not.
That's got an m. Now one done. You put together the 6 and the 5 and get 11
11.
plus 5m is 26. Then we have to get rid of the 11 and the 5. 11 first. Right, subtract 11 from each side. Minus 11, minus 11. These cancel. We're left with 5m equals 26 minus 11, which is 15. We all done? When are we done?
When it ends by itself.
When the variable's by itself, when m is all by itself. So we divide by 5, divide 5, cancel, m is 15 divided by 5, which is 3.
Oh, that's what
This is what I'm talking about, that, you know, the problems you can do in your head, good for you, but they're starting to get into types of problems where you can't do them in your head very well, so you got to be able to show your work.
Oh.
21. How far are we going here? 21, okay, it's just a few more. 21. Okay, so 21. I mean, I'm good at calculating in my head. I have a hard time doing 21 in my head, though, I'll tell you. So we have 5h plus 2 parentheses. 11 minus h equals, no, that's 20, hang on,
That's 20.
I'm mixing these. Strike all of that, I'm doing number 20.
27.
21, 27 equals 3c
Minus 3.
minus 3 parentheses.
6 minus 2.
6 minus 2c. Okay, now this one's tricky. This one's tricky. It's similar to what we just did, but it's a little bit trickier, okay? True or false? The first thing we're going to do is distribute. What do you guys think? First thing we'll do is distribute. True. True or false? We're going to distribute 3. Not 3. What'd you say? Negative 3. Negative 3. And the reason is because there's a negative there. That's a negative 3. So what do I do with this 27? Drop it down. What do I do with the 3c? Drop it down. Negative 3 times 6 is negative 18. Negative 3 times negative 2c, be careful, is a positive 6, not a negative 6, okay? It's a positive. A lot of students will make that mistake. Oh, negative times negative is a negative. No, it's not. It's a positive. Positive 6c. And we can simplify the right-hand side a little bit. We can put together 3c and 6c. So we have 27 equals 3 and 6 is 9c. Take away 18. Occasionally students ask, I say, why do we simplify things? Not to sound sarcastic, you know why we simplify things? To make it simpler. Okay? Easier, simpler. Okay? Now we're going to get rid of the 9 and the 18. 18 first, it's farther away from the c. So we add 18. Add 18. Okay? The 18's cancel, we're left with 9c on the right. On the left, we do what it says. 27 and 18 is 45. Okay, number 23.
No,
Very good. Why'd you say no?
because you have to divide 9
Why?
on each side, because you have to get C.
Divide by 9 on each side.
C equals 5.
Divide by 9, you get c equals 45 divided by 9, which is 5. Now we're done because c is all by itself. You're done when your variable is by itself. Again, a lot of students say, oh, in algebra you got to get rid of the x or get rid of the c. You don't get rid of it. You get it by itself. You don't get rid of it. 23.
Oh.
And again, what's the answer to 23? You know what my response is? I don't know. That's a hard problem. I can't do that in my head. Okay? So let's show our work. Negative 3, 3 plus c. Plus 4, c minus 6. Equals negative 10. I have no idea. I will tell you this. I don't want to brag. I could probably figure this out in my head, but I could do it a whole lot quicker by writing it out. I really could, because if you're going to do it in your head, you got to remember an awful lot of different numbers, okay? And that's easy to mix them all up, okay? And again, I draw lines through my z's so they don't look like 2's.
Those are x's, by the way.
Are they x's?
Yeah.
Oh, those are x's. Okay.
But the
I'll change. It doesn't really matter.
I ain't got an eraser, so I'm changing.
It doesn't matter. And I tell you what, I want to make sure you guys understand also, and Ross, you can answer this. Should we type in c, should we actually type in, what does it say, 9, 5? Should we type in c equals 5? No, let's just type in what? 5. Why shouldn't we type in c equals? It's already there. If you typed in c equals 5,
You're gonna get the wrong.
it's going to say it's wrong. You did it right, but the computer's going to be like, what? It doesn't know what you're talking about. All right, so let's distribute negative 3. And be careful, some students will go, those cancel. They cancel if you were what? Negative 3 and positive 3 cancel if you're adding. We're timesing. Yes, sir.
Mine worked, it just takes a little bit of load.
Okay, you're in now? Okay, good. So we have negative 3 times 3 is negative 9. Negative 3 times x is negative 3x. Then we're going to times by 4 over here. We distribute negative 3 on the first set, 4 on the second set. 4 times x is 4x. 4 times negative 6 is negative 24 equals negative 4. And we could simplify the left-hand side. There's a couple things we could do. What's one thing we could do? Yes, ma'am.
-3x and add it to 4x.
Add it to 4x, and a negative 3 and a positive 4 is 1x. And there's nothing wrong with saying 1x, or you could just say x. I mean, x is 1x. And we put together a negative 9 and a negative 24. Now, some students go, well, negative and negative is a positive. It's a positive when you're multiplying. When you add negatives, it stays negative. Think about it as like football. You lost 9 yards, you lost 24 yards. You've lost 33 yards altogether. Or if you don't like football, think of it as money. Negatives mean you spend money. You spent $9, you spent $24, you spent $33. So negative 33 equals negative 4. And the last thing we have to do, add 33. These cancel. A negative 4 and a positive 33. If you spent $4, but you earned 33, you still got $29 in your pocket. Okay, 23. Oh. Does yours?
Here.
Okay, yeah. I can't do my problem. I have to look at Mauer's because my picture's not there. Okay? So, do you guys all have your pictures that are looking at your computers?
Oh, mine's not even loaded.
It's not? Okay. So, let's do this. How many more do we have in this section? I just want to look at it real quick. 25, there aren't 25, 27, 29, 31, 33, well, not the ones, is it 33, did I skip any of them? 25, 33, is that what I said? 25, 27, 29, 31, 33, 25 more? 5, 7, 9,
Oh, that in total, 5, yeah.
33, there's only 5 more to go. We can knock these out. Well, at least do some, we'll do some. We'll do 25, 27. We'll do 25, 27, then I'll stop there. Okay, so they give us this picture. Okay? A triangle, and it says it's 45 degrees, and it says 2K and K. 2K and K. They want to know what is the sum of the, it tells us the sum of the angle measures is 180. You should know that a triangle adds up to 180. Okay? So the three angles, this angle and this angle and this angle add up to 180. Okay? So let's write that. We have 45 plus, what's another angle? 2K. How do you know that? It says so. And what's the third angle? Plus K has to equal 180. They tell you the three angles of the triangle add up to 180. Plus you should know that. Okay? Now let's clean that up. We can put together 2K and another K.
3K.
So we have 3 Ks.
Plus
45
equals 180.
is 180.
Minus 45 for these.
Okay? And then we could subtract 45 each side. If we do that,
135.
those cancel. We have 3K equals 180 minus 45 is 135. And then we divide by 3. And you can use a calculator. If you take 135 divided by 3, I believe you do get 45. Now, you're not done with this question, okay? They tell you to find out what K is, and then the angle measure. So if you're looking at your computer, it's going to say K equals box. And then they have two little boxes here. We know K is 45, so you're going to put in 45 right here. Now, what am I going to put in this box? It says K, and K is 45.
Oh,
Now, we don't know what this is. It says it's 2K.
so.
Well, if K
90.
is 45,
90.
2K would be, yes ma'am. How'd you get 90? 45 and 2, okay? So you need to fill those in. Okay, make sure you fill those in on your computer. All right? All right, one more. That was 25. Yeah, I'm gonna have to see yours because mine doesn't have
Oh,
the picture.
look at that.
Okay, I'll tell you what. Yeah, we'll do it. What the heck? Last one of the day. 27. Okay, again, they give us a picture. It looks kind of like a house, almost like a home plate, upside down home plate.
Yeah.
Okay, and they have B degrees.
We
B
just
plus
write this all down.
45, 90, 2b minus 90, is that say?
Yeah.
2b minus 90. What's
3
the-
over 2b.
3 over 2, 3 halves b?
Yeah.
Okay, and Maurer might be the only one that can answer this one, unless you're already there. There's 5 angles here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What do the 5 angles add up to? You're working too hard. What are the 5 angles? What are the sum of the angles? You shouldn't have to work at all in this.
540.
How do you know that?
Because it says right
It
above
says so.
sum of angles.
Did you say that? I didn't hear you.
It says sum of angles.
Right. I thought you were trying to figure it out. And I was
I
like, you don't
was.
need to figure it out. They tell you. It says on your computer, they add up to 540. So this angle plus this angle plus this angle plus this angle plus this angle equals 540. So they just want to know, now we got to put them all in. Okay. So you have a box here, a box here, a box here, and a box here. And B equals box.
Yep.
So, I'll start, it doesn't matter what angle I start, I'm gonna start with B. B plus, I'm gonna work my way around. It doesn't matter what order you do them in, but you should have some sort of pattern. What I mean is this, it's not that bad with this class, because you're so small, but if I was gonna count the students in this class, do you think this would be a good way of counting the students? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, you think that'd be a good way?
No.
Why?
Because you give it.
Yeah, I'm gonna count some kids twice and some kids not at all. It'd be better to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in order, okay? So I can go this plus this plus this, but pick one and go right around the circle, okay? Otherwise, you're gonna do one twice or you're gonna forget one. So B plus 45 plus 90 plus 2B minus 90 plus 3 halves B. And what do these all add up to? 540, is that what it was, Maurer?
Yep.
540 degrees. How do we know that? Computer said
It's
so.
right there.
It says so. Let's clean this up. We have 1B plus 2 B's. 3 halves, I'm going to do this. 3 halves is 1.5. That's the same as 1.5 B's. $3 split 2 ways is $1.50. Okay? So we have 1B, 2 B's, 2 more B's is 4 B's, 4 and 1.5 is 5.5 B's. Now I'm going to do this. I'm going to add 90 and negative 90. What's that? They're gone. So what are we left with over there? 45. It was 540. That looks a whole lot nicer. It was a mess. Now it doesn't look bad at all. Let's subtract 45 from each side. We do that, and these cancel. We're left with 5.5 B's equals 540 minus 45. That's 495.
Divide by 5.
Divide by 5.5.
Want me to pull a calculator?
Sure. Do that, you get 890. Is that not nice numbers?
No.
No, 990. Divide by 11. I think it's 90. No, is it 90? I think it's 90.
Yep.
B is 90. Okay, so when you're typing it in, B is 90. Do I know what this angle is on top?
Yes.
Yeah, it's what?
B equal. Wait.
B is 90, so B
5.5.
is 90.
Wait, what?
This right here is 90. B is 90. 90 plus 45 is 135. This is 90. This is 2 times B, 2 times 90, which is 180. 180 minus 90 is also 90.
90.
And this right here is 1.5 times 90. If you type in 1.5 times 90, it's again 135. Okay? All right, so you got the rest of the hour to click on the ones that we skipped, or the ones we did. And then this assignment, we're probably going to start new material. Let me see here. We'll definitely start new material on Monday. We might start it on Friday, okay? So if you want something to do tomorrow, if you need something to do, you could fill in the evens that we skipped over.
Wait, did we do?
So, or, there'll be a work hour on probably Friday.